I mean, just my grandchildren. But now, see, I was a stay-at-home mom. And what happened when I was a stay-at-home mom is that everybody, kind of like my mother in the way we do her, everybody plans your life for you.
Uh-huh.
You know, you don't have anything to do, so I'm going to call you to do this for me.
Right. Right.
And I remember the frustration of that. I just remember the frustration of being the stay-at-home mom that didn't matter what I planned when I got up. Somebody called and needed, and and it was like my structure never worked. And
you never got to plan
and I think
your
it's
day.
because my mom taught us. My daughter says I've taught them too. You know that we don't really say no. You know, so
somebody needs help.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, and see if I call her, I don't even have to call her. I know she's gonna, you know, like if Lacey's the children are gonna be here, she's gonna help. Or if Logan and Kristen, I mean, I call her, but it's like I know before I call her, she's gonna say yes.
That's how you bonded with your kids.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't
Except
know.
that way.
Well, you know what? You'll
know when you're
I'm
ready.
thinking. I'm just not ready right
They
now.
just had the thing with he was traveling so much, and you know they weren't together enough. But maybe that'll work itself out.
Well, and like I said, this year, he's only traveled one full week because usually what he does is leave Tuesday morning and he's on Thursday night. That's not bad.
No.
Now, only once has he left on Sunday and came back on Friday night. But I couldn't have gone with him if I was retired. So that's what I said. I said, I'm not going to retire to sit home and you be gone. Because at least when you're gone, I'm going to work every day.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
so.
You know what? You'll decide.
When you know, I have a feeling when you retire, you're going to be called to come up there and substitute many times. So.
I don't want to do that. That's what I tell you. I don't want another job. I like the job I have if I have to work.
Okay.
Yeah, and you won't have that job if you sub.
Exactly.
It's a very different thing.
Would you go like into all the different classrooms and do things enrichment or?
Well, and I know some of y'all have heard this story before. So if you have,
That's okay.
when the definition used to, we did identified gifted, and I only saw identified gifted kids. Okay, and I didn't do whole school anything. But then when the definition of gifted changed, and that happened because OCR got involved and said there was way too many special ed children that were minorities and not enough that were gifted. So the ratios were too high on the low end and too low on the high end. So they said you have to change what you're doing. Well, in the state of Alabama, they didn't answer that very well. They changed the definition from being 130 to 115 with other evidence on an IQ.
Yeah.
So all they did was take the 130 and do this.
Right. Just come down farther down.
Yes. So and average is 100. So gifted is not really gifted anymore. I mean, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Right.
And in doing so, it did not change the percentages of minorities to majorities. It just made the number of students we're serving larger. Well, I was the only teacher in our system teaching 1st through 8th grade at that time and only identified gifted. Well, my caseload was 70 when the state would only allow me to have 45. So I was already way over. But in our county, which is Atmore, Flomaton that you came through, East Bruton, which is a school the same size as ours, and all their middle school and elementary schools, they were serving 20 total, where I was serving 70, and we're just a city school.
Wow.
So when they said, okay, the State Department said you can either start this in the fall of the year or you can wait and start in January, I was like, I'm already way over. What is your plan? Are you hiring somebody else? What are you doing? And they were like, we don't have the budget to hire anybody else. And I said, well, I mean, I'm just going to be a secretary doing testing and paperwork. I said, you know, we've got to have another plan. So my special ed coordinator, you know, and I kind of came up with following the Renzulli model, which is a model out of Connecticut. It's a gifted model.